Hello and welcome to another Maggie's Beers, Wines and Spirits review. So today we're going to be reviewing this from Guinness. It's their West Indies Porter. 6% volume. A group of, bloody hell, I can't even read it, enterprising brewers. I'll get it off the internet. Can't read it. This light's shocking, especially down here. If I was under the light, I'd be able to read it. So we'll pour it out and then do some reading. Oh dear. Oh, chill out time. Friday night. Although I was off since Thursday anyway. But so whilst I wait for it to the head to go down, now let me find out more about it. Use the old internet. Isn't the internet great? At times at least. Guinness West Indies Porter. So it says here, sporting the classic ruby red colour with a frothy head, Guinness West Indies Porter has the classic characteristics of a Guinness beer with the toffee, caramel and slight chocolate elements of a porter. West Indies Porter is complex yet mellow, hoppy with notes of toffee and chocolate, with origins in 1801 entry in the Guinness Brewers Diaries. Today's Guinness West Indies was inspired by the first beer purposely brewed at wherever it was brewed. I can't read anymore, so based on a recipe from 1801. And this is one of the beers that I wanted to, it's like a chill out beer. I bought several yesterday that I've reviewed before, and I've only reviewed this once before. I think Old Crafty Hen I've reviewed about 2 times and King Goblin about 3 or 4 times, and yet it's still retained its king status, as it were. But obviously, like all beers and like all people, we're all very different, and what tastes nice to me now tastes rubbish to you. I mean, some people just like, you know, like your John Smiths. That is their king beer, and you know, you can't fault people for that. Just like some people, Carling Lager would be their ultimate lager. So really, you know, you can't really judge people on that, I suppose. So they're black in colour, with an off-white head, a beigey head. Good big head on it though. Lovely. Lovely aroma, toffee and chocolate. Quite a nice complex aroma to it. And that 6% strength, oh, it's the spot. Oh, and on the taste, the aroma goes into the taste. Nice little bit of roastiness there, hint of roastiness. Now Guinness do make a lot of different beers. Obviously standard Guinness, Guinness Draft, Guinness Original. When you used to go into the pubs in town, not that you can at the moment obviously, you'd have Guinness that's cold and call it Guinness Blue. And there's mid-strength Guinness, and then there's obviously the West Indies Guinness. There's the one that I can't remember, 7.4% as well. I can't remember the bloody name of it. Oh, isn't that annoying? So annoying. Let's pour this in. And obviously, one of the world's most popular beers. I mean, they say the best place to drink it is actually in Ireland. But with technology these days, and putting it in cans and bottles, I don't know if that's true, straight from draft, whether it would be that much better. Unless it was stronger over there and a bit more taste to it, and when it goes into cans it's slightly dumbed down a bit. I don't know. Not that knowledgeable in it. And it's funny because the wife bought one of these originally, not this, but it was a Guinness original, to put in a pie. And she never did the pie. And there was these 4 cans in the kitchen. I thought, well, let's try it. Never had one of them before. And I think probably that was my first experience of a dark beer, like a stout. And that was some time ago. And obviously since then I enjoy quite a few dark beers nowadays, so when you swallow a good mouthful, really gets you. So just been to Wilco's. I wanted some paint for outside, so I got the paint, £4, and then I wanted some solar lights as well, because we've got the middle decking area, and I will do some reviews on there when the weather picks up. I'm not reviewing it when it's bloody freezing outside. Not so bad in the beer room, but I bought some solar lights today because I want to create an area that we can sit out in the warm summer evenings that hopefully we'll get, and sit out there. And we're also going to put a post up with a flat area on the top of this post, and have it for putting the little 19-inch TV that we've got, 14-inch TV, and basically having films on there and sit out, glass of wine, on the sofa, on the outdoor area, just sitting there chilling out watching a film outside. And then obviously with it being only a 14-inch, it's easy just to bring it in and just chuck it back in this beer room. I've got an extension cable already set up for the lawn, so it's perfect for that as well. So, take your living outdoor, brilliant. And hopefully the weather will start changing soon and we'll get about some normality and a bit of sun. I haven't seen the sun properly for a while, apart from spits and spots here and there. I definitely want more of it. Oh. So I went for a job interview last week, and I don't mind saying it on here. And I got phoned up by the boss of this company, and he was going on about the job, and the job sounded fantastic. It really did tick all my boxes, bar one. And it gets down there, and this young bloke who's a manager, and I've shown him all my qualifications and what I've won over the years, what I've been part of, and he was he was impressed, as he should be, really. I've been lucky in life, lucky that I was at the Arboretum, Nottingham City Council at the right time. Nowadays gardeners on city councils now are very unlucky because the standards of work are shocking compared to what they was. And the care for the parks, especially in Nottingham, I don't know about anywhere else, but the parks are just a mere shadow of their former self. If when we did the parks they were winning Britain in Blooms, and you would class that as say 100% because it had to be 100%, nowadays you look at the parks and they're like 5 to 10%, and that is really, really sad, and just look like they're unloved. And there's cutbacks, and then it's disgusting. But anyway, took me around this garden, he did, and he's going on about the stuff. Oh, we don't do this. We try and get the customer to see what we've done. I thought, well, yeah, by mowing the grass and being there, and you understand all that. I know how to put a show on. And it says, yeah, we leave some weeds. We're managing the garden. We're not there just to weed it and that, but we're managing. I am that gardener. That is the sort of gardener I am. When I do private gardens, I go in, and the 3 I look after, I even give them my own plants and give them the plants. They're not paying for the plants because it's from me. Put them in, And I know how good them plants will be if they're ever in the soil's in good condition. And this bloke was telling me stuff I already know, you know. And the garden itself was okay, but there were areas of it where you think to yourself, you've been here 4 years and you haven't got rid of the ivy that's growing up the fence posts. And the quality wasn't that impressive quality. You get so many hours and that. But anyway, it got me back to the yard. Halfway round, I'm thinking, this bloke's doing my nutting. He's too bloody finicky. I mean, I'm finicky. This bloke was, but there was the way he was going on, and I thought, oh, for God's sakes. And then they wanted you to, want you to be a team leader. Sometimes you'll be in charge of up to 6 people on a job, and I'm thinking, fucking hell. I'm on the same money as I was, and be where I am. I'm work on my own now, you know. And I thought, oh dear. And then I got back to the thing and asking me more questions. Then they says, how do you feel about being the manager, maintenance manager? But you won't be in the office. And I thought, hold on a minute. So this bloke here is in the office all the time. You want me to be the manager, but no more pay. I'm thinking, F and that. Anyway, forward to today. I'd already made my mind up. I wasn't going for it. I'm not interested. So when they said, have you got any more questions? I thought, no, sod it. I ain't got no questions because I ain't going for it. So anyway, today there's a phone call and they're offering me the job. Oh dear. Luckily they left it on an answering machine message. So that's great. They won't be getting a message back. But funny how jobs don't pan out, you know. I'm glad I went for the interview because it proved to me that it wasn't quite the right job. Plus they want you to work. The boss man says, oh, I don't mind people working from like 7:30, working through the dinner. And I thought, well, yeah, 7:30, 8 hours, go at 3:30. I thought, that's palatable, I can do that. And then he says, oh no, you don't start till 8:30, you work till 5:30. And I'm thinking, so 8:30 means I'm hitting rush hour traffic on the way there, so 40 minutes to get there. I'm hitting rush hour traffic on the way back, 40 minutes on the way back. My day then goes from 7:30 travelling out to 6:15 getting home at night. And that is why I certainly don't want that type of job. There are jobs out there where you can work nice and hard, but without that stress and without having to look after people in that particular way. And they said to us all that the last team leader, he's leaving because he's moving into a new industry. I thought, I can totally understand why. Anyway, back to the Guinness. So, God knows what we're going to be paying towards this for this year when we come out of this. Bloody hell, talk about austerity. Shit. That was the banks, and they only dropped down about 2% GDP. Okay, now 20% GDP drop. Oh my giddy aunt. We're in for some crap. There's going to be job redundancies on a scale never seen before. You can guarantee out your life that VAT and tax are going up. They've got to go up. Then I'd start taxing the rich a bit more because the rich get away with a lot. And tax the tax avoiders as well. I mean, I've got ex-mates that claim everything, and they pay less tax than I do on my wage. And you think to yourself, you're on nearly triple what I'm on. It's wrong, it really is. But then also you really... but then on the flip side of all this, I can see, yes, there's going to be massive job losses, but some firms, PPE firms, they're going to be taking on people like Wano. Because while this lasts, you know, and if you can get it in the UK, and then hopefully Brexit turns out good for us, hopefully, flipping heck. It's like you don't hear much from Brexit these days, but it looks like the UK government are now playing a bit of hardball because the EU need our money more than we need them. at the moment. It seems that way anyway. So finally, let's hope we sort it out, because Theresa May was crap. She talked all that talk when she had that first interview, and you thought, yeah, she's not going to be another Maggie Thatcher. What did she do? Lie on her arse and let them slap her silly. Obviously, all this stupidness in their Commons didn't help. You know, when they kept closing down every single argument and voting against everything, and that didn't help. And that's why the Conservatives won all the seats they did. Hey, it's a funny old world, isn't it just? Oh, so this is a real bit of quality. It's like the original Guinness, but with a lot more flavour to it, a lot more twang to it, and obviously also it's got more strength to it as well. And it makes for like a souped up Guinness, and it makes for a really nice pint as well. Guinness with a pair of balls on, definitely. Or if you put it in a woman's way, Guinness with a massive pair, but you know, I don't want to be talking down that road. Oh, definitely got some aftertaste to it, some really nice aftertaste. Good strong beer, and it's only 6%. You know, you would think it would stronger. Is it the Caribbean port? The 7.4. Oh, it's got me thinking there. You know, the minute I turn this review off, I'll Google it, and then it will come up, and I'll be thinking, why couldn't I remember that? Foreign extra stout. We're there. Remembered. Yeah, 7.4%. Really good. And funnily enough, in Sainsbury's, it wasn't on the beer aisle. It was on the overseas aisle, where they have lots of overseas products, and in the like the small West Indies Jamaican section, and yeah, it was in there. So people would come to the beer aisle and say, "Excuse me, you got any West Indies Porter?" Yeah, a carrot, foreign extra stout, and I said, "Yeah, it's, I'll show you where it is." You know. Where nowadays you ask anybody in retail anything, not all retail, mind you, but a lot of retail, you know, it's like, don't talk to me. We had one at Tesco, and they're blocking off the aisle where the fridge was, and they said you have to ask. That's fair enough. My wife went up and said to this girl, and it's just, "Excuse me, can you back up, please?" Like that. I thought, fucking hell, that was rude. And you know, there's a way of asking people to back up. "Excuse me, can you just stand 2 metres away, please?" You know, there's a way. And then she got the crappiest. I think it was bananas, and it's like, you know, no consideration that somebody wants to have decent bananas, not the first nasty looking bananas that you see. And the way she was so rude. And obviously one of Tesco's staff that they've took on, because a lot of the time with staff in supermarkets, 9 times out of 10 they've got great customer service. I worked in the supermarket, you know, you had to give good customer service because you had a complaint against you. It didn't, you know, it can not end well. So, absolute, unbelievably nice that is. Lovely aroma, caramel, toffee, chocolate, and that went into the taste. And you also got the roastiness, and a really quite a nice complex porter, really. 6%, it tasted stronger than 6%. I'm really decent with it. Out of 5 then. Obviously black in colour. Beigey head. Big fluffy head as well. Out of 5. For me, a very, very decent tasting porter. More of a traditional porter. Obviously, being from 1801, or as near to what it was in 1801. But yeah, absolutely lovely. And bang on. Out of 5 then. Ooh. For me, 4.5 out of 5. Spot on the money. Job's a good one. And that's it for this beer review. I hope I've been somewhat entertaining, and now I'm out to go out to and put some solar lights up. Should be interesting. So if they're any good. Otherwise I wasted 20 quid on rubbish, which I've done before, so it won't be the first time. And that's it from this beer review. Thank you for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and see you soon. Cheers.